Welcome back to another video. My name is Evan Olbrecht. I'm a professional surf and lifestyle photographer here in San Diego. And today I'm going to show you how to master your surf photography editing in Lightroom. So let's get right into it. This is going to be an awesome video and I have some tips here that I'm going to talk about. And then I'll edit 3 photos. So stay to the end to see how I transform these photos into amazing pieces of art through the end of this and through my editing process, of which I've built through 8 years of doing professional photography. So let's get right into it. The first one is utilizing presets for consistent editing. So as you know, or probably know, hopefully, I release my own presets for surf and sports photography on my website. So go check that out if you're interested. But presets have really changed how I've edited my photos. They give you an easy base to start with your editing. So if I find one that I like, I'll just go, hey, all right, let me click that. Boom. Now you're already like 90% done. Make a few small edits and then you're done. All your photos look very consistent, obviously depending on the lighting and depending on photos and the angles and stuff like that. But it really helps speed up the process and gives you a consistent look. So I would highly recommend using those presets. Second thing I want to talk about is adjusting white balance for natural tones. So I've seen a lot of photographers that haven't done a lot of editing, start editing and you're like, what the heck? Like, why is their photo all green? Or like, why is their photo all orange? And they just don't know how to adjust the white balance. So that is one thing I would really try to learn, even with photos and videos like this right here, this YouTube video. I spent a lot of time trying to work on getting these colors right because I have lighting right here, I have a monitor on, I have lighting right here. The lighting is one of the most important things, no matter photo or video or anything. It changes the way that you do this stuff. It can make your photos look really good or really bad. So I would highly recommend, and I'll also show how I do that as well. Third thing is enhancing details with clarity and texture. There's also dehaze and there's also sharpness. So I would highly recommend, not a lot of people talking about these different tools, but for surf photography, for a lot of stuff that I use, dehaze, all this stuff really can bring out the color and stuff. And if there is fog or anything like that as well, can really help with that. And it's amazing what this stuff has been able to do. And there's also different platforms now on Lightroom and different stuff like that where you can use AI to help this stuff as well. So would highly recommend learning more about that. I'll also show a little bit about that in the process through my editing in this. Tip number 4 is using graduated filters for the sky, for the water, for really anything that you need a filter for. There's so many filters now. You can have it at the halfway of the screen going this way and it kind of fades off. There's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with sunsets, with the ocean, with products. There's a lot of really good stuff now that you can do. And I've seen a lot of people do some amazing stuff with honestly any type of photography, seen some crazy stuff in sports as well. So would highly recommend that. Number 5, and the last one for this, is crop and straighten for composition. The first thing that you should do with your photos. I've seen so many people send clients photos and videos where the horizon line is like this. It is just crazy. Like, please do not send clients or anyone photos where your horizon line is not perfectly straight. And I'll show you how to do that as well. There's literally a grid on most editing platforms where it's just a straight grid, line up the horizon line and you're good on that. So let's actually get right into it. I have Lightroom pulled up right here and let's see what we can do here. So this is the first one. No horizon line for this, so won't have to crop it too much. And if anything, I'll just crop it down. Cropping is usually the first thing that I do. And maybe I'll give him a little bit of room since he's going this way. He's moving this way, so I want to give a little bit more room. Also, obviously, this is an amazing wave, an amazing shot. One of my favorites that I've ever shot at Black's Beach in San Diego. So let's look at the presets right here. So already can tell these presets are going to look really good. Obviously, this is a raw photo too, so at the day, the wave looked really good and really blue, but the raw photo obviously takes away a little bit from that, which is why we got to add a little bit back. I think I like the light tones right here the best. And then I'm going to go Adobe Vivid. Perfect. All right, so right here. So that's just using one preset and changing the color profile. Goes from here to here. And these presets are actually on my website if you're interested, but this makes such a big difference. And totally just depends on a lot of stuff, but huge fan of these presets. Shadows right here are pretty dark, so unfortunately, I don't like cranking up the shadows that much because it does increase ISO and kind of graininess. So gonna put it up a little bit. Highlights, want to put it down. That's the thing with surf photography is there's a lot of time where highlights are super bright because this part of the wave is totally white. And then someone's in a barrel, they're blocked from the water, so you can't see them at all. Super shadowed, which is all right because we'll make this work with just cranking the shadows. Let's zoom in a little bit. So a little bit grainy when you zoom in a lot. I'd like to have my sharpening at around 60 is kind of my base point. Luminance for manual noise reduction. If it's like this, I'll probably crank it to like 35 right there. And this is like crazy. So with like 30 seconds of editing with a preset, goes from that to, oh, didn't want to load. But this, and then it looks so much better. It's night and day between using these presets and not. This probably would have taken like 20 to 30 minutes without using presets and trying to dial this all in. So would highly recommend. For this, really don't need a dehaze or anything because I'm like, it's such a clear shot. And honestly, I think that's all I would do for this photo. Amazing shot. This is genuinely what it looked like when I was there. Just such a cool shot, a cool moment. And yeah, that's an awesome one. One thing that I also do to speed up my workflow is I'll copy it. So you can do Command C and then go over to the next photo that we're looking at and Control V. And it does that, which is awesome because this is almost what I would do for this photo. So let's see right here. Let's crop in a little bit, obviously. Something like this. And then one thing I would do, it's definitely too blue. Can totally see that. So I'd probably crank the blues down a little bit, or the vibrance and the saturation. And something like that is honestly really good. Like that's how it looked that day when I was shooting this. So I'd almost leave it like that. Like that's awesome. Let's see, usually want to have it pretty straight on. But yeah, I honestly would probably leave it like that. Like that's crazy how it does that. Would maybe take the shadows down a little bit since obviously there aren't as many shadows since there's no barrel and stuff like that. And sometimes you want some areas to be darker as well because the details look a lot deeper, which is really good. Highlights down is good. And let's see, everything else looks good. Let's go a little bit closer, see when it loads in. Really good to always be looking in, zooming closer, seeing how it looks, because sometimes like this right here, in focus, but also a little grainy at some point. So let's see when it loads in fully. Trying to give me some Grammarly right here on Lightroom. Not sure what's going on. But yeah, this photo right here like is crazy. Just using presets, copying your editing over from the other photo, from this photo to this photo, takes a minute to do that, and you get amazing results like this. And these are from raw photos as well, so that's crazy. And we can look at this. So let me do the same thing. I'm gonna copy this one, the other one, copy edit settings right here. I just do Command C for that, and then Command V throws it out. So this is what we got. Now I do wanna look at my presets as well for this because I think that we can pull a little bit more colors out of here. So let's see what we got. Let's pull some more colors out of here. Boom, I love that. Deep tones, it's gonna be it. Oh, the glow, oh my goodness. That thing, sometimes I'm looking at this and I'm like, I could use a bunch of different ones right now. All right, we're going with the glow because that looks amazing right here. I mean, I don't even know if I'd touch a photo after this. Like, this is great. Maybe zoom in a little. Like, I don't even know. I kind of like it like this. Like this, I love this part where right here, a little bit under, but you can see how sharp this is right here. It's just so sharp right here. Like, he is so in focus. It is just crazy. I mean, yeah, I would just make the color luminance, maybe give it like 15. And yeah, that's all I do for this. So that's all for editing those photos. Let me know if you have any questions down below, but this is really what I would do for all my photos. This is what I do with all of my editing. I like to make it super simple, make it look very natural, but also bring out all those colors as well. You want people to look at your photos and your work and be like, damn, like that is amazing. Like, how did it look like that? And it really did look like that most of the time too when I'm shooting this. Obviously, sometimes bringing out a little bit more color, maybe a little bit less depending on the lighting and all that. But just have fun with it. Find your own workflow. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Subscribe for more videos like this. Like the video and share it for more. And yeah, really helps me out. But thanks for watching and see you guys next video.